Last week on Unglossy.
Podcasts are starting to matter. Like, people are paying attention, right? This is a new form. It's not a new form. It's an old form of entertainment, but it's one that I think is becoming more and more relevant every single day.
We're the new cable. We're the new cable. You know what I'm saying? I would say this show is probably maybe TBS.
Okay. I'll take that. Yeah, I'll take TBS.
I'll take TBS.
You know what I'm saying? We got a lot of
I'll take TBS.
Things. From the top.
I'm Tom Frank.
I'm Jeffrey Sledge.
And I'm Bun B. Welcome to Unglossy.
Real stories, unfiltered dialogue, and the voices moving culture beyond the gloss of hype and headlines.
So buckle up, Unglossy starts now.
We got a big show today, Unglossy fans. The kind of episode that should probably come with a seatbelt and a liability waiver. It's so big, we couldn't even pretend to start with a normal intro. Nope. We're diving straight into chaos, courtesy of one man, Jeffrey Sledge. Buckle up, grab your popcorn, and maybe text your therapist. This one starts wild and never really calms down.
So a few months later, Will Smith, he's like, I want to work with Pete Rock. I called Pete, I say, Pete, please, please be home, bro.
I was home for Will. I was home.
No, hold on, let me finish though.
Okay.
So, we set it up, we come up, we get to Pete's block. In a big, back then it was limousines, so this big stretch limousine comes up, and we get out the car, and I'll still never forget, it was these three kids from Pete's block. They were on their bikes. It was summertime. The school was out, and they get out and they see the Fresh Prince, and their eyes get big as saucers, and they're like, "Oh my God!" And, Will's jovial. He's jovial. Hey, how y'all doing? And so we go into Pete's house. Pete, you're not home.
I'm not home.
Your whole family was there.
Wow.
Mom, your aunt, people from the neighborhood, they were all in the house. It was like, oh, we were just cooking the food. Hey, we didn't. So Will comes in, and he's jovial and stuff, and we're talking, and everybody's, happy to see Will, and they ask him for autograph, and his kids. It was a good time. It was a great time. And Pete comes like maybe 10 minutes later, and he kind of like does the jump. He's like, I'm home. I was just getting a haircut. He was at the barbershop. He was up the hill. And then by the time we came out the house, from those three little kids telling people in the neighborhood that they just saw Will Smith, it had to be, I don't know what, Pete, 400 or 500. It was half of them burning.
It was a lot of kids out there.
A lot of people was on
the
Pete's
whole block. Like 2-3 blocks.
Heavy D pulled up. God bless him. And he had a motorcycle. He pulled up. And everybody's like, Will Smith. And so the cops actually had to kind of escort us 2 doors down to Pete's aunt's house. So that's where the basement was.
That's where the basement was at, yeah.
Yes. And we went down there. We had a good time. That was a good time.
Yeah, man, that was fun.
That was a good time. Yeah, that was a good time.
I totally missed Shaq. I was so pissed off about that. I was stuck in traffic, and I was trying to tell him, like, yo, my dude, I was stuck. I was on my way.
Yeah.
My mom's, he came in my mother's house. He couldn't even stand up in the living room, I heard.
I'll never forget. God bless him and rest in peace. And God bless him. Your pops was a beautiful man. Yeah. I'll never forget your father's face when he saw Shaq standing behind him, because he's a giant. He's like, "What the fuck?
Yeah.
Why is this giant?
Why is a giant standing behind him?"
Yeah, man. Yeah, it was crazy, man.
Yeah.
Back in Jeff Sledge, what's up, man?
Hey, man, it's been too long, Pete.
Damn.
Yeah, I know, man. We got years to catch up on, man. Love you, man. It's great to see you, man.
Bro, you was with me since a youngin', man. I was trying my hardest, bro. I was trying.
I knew it though. You had your talent, man. You was working
I was excited. I was like, let me get a haircut. Let me look good. Let me do this. Let me do that. So everyone kept
you was Marlon on the radio.
With Marlon.
Your brothers, Graf
and Ruddy.
I'm gonna start a podcast called Jeff Raised Us.
Ruddy was managing Pete at that time.
Yes, sir. At that time,
Pete got real.
We're already off the rails, Bun. We're already off the rails.
I'm gonna start a podcast called Jeff Raised Us, and these Mickey and Pete.
Oh yeah.
I'm down.
Mad stories, Bun, like mad stories.
We got history, man. But
we'll talk about that. You know what you are, Jeff? Jeff, you are now officially everybody big homie.
Yeah, I know, which is crazy. I get the unk shit all the time now.
That's big bro Jeff right there, man.
My first industry dinner was with Jeffrey Sledge.
Yeah.
All right, we got to hold on some of these stories because we
All
haven't
right.
even started the
Okay.
podcast yet.
All
That's
right. All right.
crazy.
All right. All
Tom,
right.
get
All
this
right.
in order, please. Get this in
I'm
order.
going to get you in order. All right.
All right.
Hey, we got a jam-packed show today. We got not one,
Mm.
not two, but three amazing guests.
Oh.
Some may call this trio the Guardians of the Galaxy. Maybe the Justice League, maybe S.H.I.E.L.D., maybe the Avengers, maybe the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Wow.
I call them Tat Wza, Mickey Factz, Pete Rock. Collectively, they're the hosts of our love-hate relationship with comic culture. How we doing, fellas?
We good. It's Friday. You know, it's time to boogie on down.
We good. We good.
You know
All
what I'm saying? Everybody good?
Yeah,
I'm
man.
great. I'm great. I'm
Okay.
talking to my people
Man.
Jeff
today.
Sledge, big bro Jeff, what up?
Well, Pete,
Chilling,
man.
chilling.
All right, I'm going to set the framework here real quickly.
Okay.
We have the
Okay.
pleasure of having these guys on Unglossy today,
Mm-hmm.
but the conversation isn't going to stop when the curtains go down here. We're going to finish this one over at the Comic Culture. So listeners, get ready for the first ever Unglossy to our love-hate relationship with comic culture, the first ever crossover episode.
Let's go, baby.
So let me do some proper introductions. Let me do some proper introductions of our guests.
Okay.
We got Tat Wza on. He is a veteran radio producer at Hot 97. He's a digital director of Lit Digital DJs and pop culture commentator. Tat came up through New York radio and the mixed tape era, blending hip hop culture, comics, and street culture long before it was cool. He's the connective tissue between music, fandom, and the art of conversation.
I like this connected. Yes.
I put that in there for you.
That was fire. That was fire.
Facts. He's a Bronx-born lyricist and the founder of Pendulum Inc., the first and only school of hip-hop dedicated to teaching the art and business of lyricism. Mickey built his rep as one of rap's smartest technicians, and is proof that high intellect and hip-hop swagger can coexist beautifully.
That's why he's my man.
Yep.
And then we got Pete Rock. I've always wanted to say this, Pete Rock, the soul
bro?
brother number one.
Yes.
A living legend whose fingerprints are on the DNA of hip-hop
Yes,
itself.
sir. Yes.
From shaping the golden era sound to mentoring new generations, Pete bridges classic artistry with fans' genuine love for storytelling.
Right.
We got the whole cast here. We're all assembled. All the heroes are here. So we got to start here. I think we all kind of like comics and comic movies.
Yes.
Where did you guys fall in love first with this comic culture? Because this is kind of an interesting relationship that you guys all have on this podcast. Where did it start?
Who wants to go first?
Kick this off, Mickey.
Bun B, go off.
No.
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
I'll start it off. My father was a really, really good comic book artist. And apparently in the 70s, rest in peace to my grandmother and grandfather, they would, they liked to drink and they liked to gamble. So sometimes they would drink and gamble away the rent money. So my father would redraw comic books and sell them.
Wow.
To help pay the
You
rent.
didn't even know that. That's
I didn't know that.
And he has them still, colored comic books that he had, and I would take these comic books and bring them to school and act as if I drew them. And I would read them, and I loved them, and I fell in love with them from that. So I fell in love with comic books from that space right there.
Wow.
That's dope.
That's unique as hell.
That's
dope. That's dope.
Crazy.
Okay.
Me, it just started from me just seeing the colorful books that with these interesting people on the cover, and I opened it and then never closed it. You understand what I'm saying? So I just kept buying comic books from there, and interesting, and I would beg my moms and sisters to take me to the store to buy comic books, and it just never dwindled away, man. The love I had for it, and then friends in the neighborhood who had way more comic books than me, I would just go over there and be in awe, looking at their collection and going through his and seeing different type of books, and I'm like, damn. So that right there, it just dove me right into that world. And then I just kind of stayed in it. Even right now, I still got books like right over here.
Wow.
Mine is more just my mom's got me. I'm I'm mixed, I grew up in the hood my whole life, but with my white mother. So there was turbulent times here and there. And my mom's got me Power Man and Iron Fist, and for some reason I just super connected to that and like drew me in, kind of giving me confidence, you know what I'm saying, as a whole in life and at the time. And then from there it just kind of like on my radar at all times, even when when I was younger and I was maybe a knucklehead from time to time, doing things that I shouldn't have been doing, still like sneaking off, going to read the comics at the shop, taking time being there or whatever, going home late, you know what I'm saying, making sure I was getting in the information I need to get in. So, just, and then from there, staying in the culture, no matter what I was doing in life, like in the 90s, watching X-Men and all of the cartoons that would come on as I grew up into an adult, always keeping that in my, I guess in my lexicon or whatever. Right. So it's like, it's just all that information is just like always right there for me. And I just love it.
Same.
Dope.
This is
How about
crazy. It's
how
all
about
three
you,
very
Bun?
unique perspectives, huh?
How about you? You're kind of in the comics too, right? A little bit.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm not nowhere near a collector or anything like these guys, but I used to have a friend down the street. I didn't have a comic book collection. I didn't have a lot of things because we just didn't have the bread for like extra shit. I'm a big boy. If I had money for extra shit, I wanted food.
Right.
But like the only reading I had, my dad bought like guys go door to door selling encyclopedias and dictionary. My
Mm-hmm.
old man actually bought one and
Oh.
was like, "You're gonna read this all the way through." But I had a homie down the street who used to have comic books, so I would go to his house. He had everything. So I
Mm.
had three brothers. My parents didn't make a lot of money. He was the only child, and his old man had bread, so he
Mm-hmm.
had everything. So he was kind of one of those kids. I was like, "Yo, you still reading this? No, I don't care about that." And like I said, I was a little fat dude or whatever, so
Mm.
I identified with the thing. Like to me,
Right.
I
Right.
identified with the thing. So I wanted to read all the Fantastic Four, but this is like 82 or 83. So I'm trying to get to know about the Fantastic Four, and then here comes Doom. Like 83 was a Doom year. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, who is this dude? You know what I'm saying? And then he stopped collecting, so I stopped reading. I stopped having access. I'm in the hood in Houston. There's no shops in the area for me to go to and read or anything. So my I just kind of separate from it. And then 83, the TV show comes on and we start seeing representation in movies and all of that stuff. So I still get a connection to the superhero world and the
Mm.
base, but I don't have that connection through the comic books. But I've been able to take like my nieces and our relationship is built around Marvel. Like
Mm-hmm.
I've been
Mm-hmm.
taking them
Mm-hmm.
since Iron Man. You know what I'm
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
saying? So that's just a part of our life now. And they're like, should we be reading comic books for this stuff? Like, if we read comic books, we would know. I say you'd know more about the characters. I don't know if you'd know more about what's coming.
Mm.
You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Because there's so
Eh,
many different storylines. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And they kind of pick bits. I've noticed that people say they're picking this. Well, this is from this one, and this is from that, and they're kind of putting it together. That kind of thing. But I'm attached more to the movies because it gives me an opportunity to bond
Yeah.
with the youngsters around me,
Yeah.
spend time with them.
Yeah.
But
How
I
about
do still
how
think I'm
about
the
the
thing.
cartoons? Like, did you guys like? I grew up listening. Like, we watched the Justice League, right? Remember that cartoon where
Of
it was the
course.
first time all these characters kind of came together and they were in the kind of the same thing. Like, I never read the comics, but I loved the cartoons on Saturday mornings.
Yeah.
You'd sit in front, and watch all of them: Batman, Superman, Wonder
Mm-hmm.
Woman, all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I was into the X-Men. So X-Men 97, X-Men 92, pardon me, was a big deal for me. I was 10 years old, and that was really my introduction to the X-Men, being able to see them.
Mm.
Like I had saw Wolverine here and there because there was the video game stuff. So to see
Mm-hmm.
them go from the cartoon to the video game to the cartoon, it was like a big deal to see it in that way. So I loved the cartoons, when I was a kid. As I gotten older, I've started to get back into it with us here at the podcast because Marvel did Marvel Zombies, they did X-Men 97, they did What If. So all of
What
this
if? Yeah, I like what if.
bringing us back to that space when I was a kid, loving it.
Hmm.
Yeah, I go back. I mean, I go back to the '70s. So, I mean, I was in the comic book. comics as a kid, and then in the '70s you had the TV shows. So you had the Hulk, there's
Yep.
the
Oh
Wonder
yeah.
Woman show,
Spider-Man,
Yep.
there was the Spider-Man show.
Yep.
So they
Electric Company.
exactly all that
Yep.
type of stuff. So like the comic books, the comic thing kind of came from that, and then I had a run where I was ahead, but it ended probably by the time I got to middle school. But I had a run where I was deep in the comics because in New York anyway.
Mm.
Mickey and Pete and Tat, you probably remember this too. You're a little younger, but you might remember back then. You buy the comic books from like the store, like the
Yeah.
bodega, like the store. You go to get
Stationary.
like they would be in the
Even
store.
get the
Yep.
mystery pack.
The local
Yes,
stationary. Yep.
there you go.
Yeah.
The stationery
Older
store.
than I
There
look.
you go.
Yep.
You go in there and read the comic books on the rack and pick one. And they were
Yep.
like cheap. They were like 10 cents,
Yep.
25 cents.
Yep.
Yep.
So
25.
I had a run where I was deep into it, but I let it go. And I kind of regret letting it go because they're so engrossing. You could like read comic books and like even forget what time it is. You just be like reading and just like getting your own world. I might
Yeah.
get back into it. I might get back
Yeah.
into it.
You
I
might
think
might
the
do a little
comic
something.
books get you into the movies more too, like,
True.
and so you're excited to see the actual like motion picture of like
Mm-hmm.
Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. Like that shit was crazy.
You
Yeah.
know,
So
you know
from
what Marvel will do sometimes is
Mhm.
they'll let you know the comic books that the actors are looking at
Yeah.
for the roles that they're playing, giving you a chance to read those storylines to, maybe bring everything together when you watch the movie.
Yeah,
Mm.
for sure.
So being so storied in comic books, and pardon the pun, but so you guys have so much of this information. When you go and watch the film adaptation of some of these characters,
Hmm.
right? Are there things that you feel like they're lacking, or are there things that you feel like they haven't really? There's so many ways they could have fully formed out these
This is a
characters that they ain't
Pete.
even really tapped into yet.
This is
Mm.
Go
You
ahead,
just
Pete.
opened up a
Go
whole
ahead,
can
Pete.
of worms
That's
there.
it
Pete.
right
That's
there.
That's
Pete.
what I
That's it.
wanted.
Pete.
That's good content. Let's go.
Oh,
Go ahead,
shit.
Pete. Let it off. Let off your gun.
Get it all. Get it out.
Well, I'm a Hulk guy. I'm the Hulk
There we
all the
go.
way, and because he represents the reason why I love him so much is because he represents strength, bro.
Mm.
And I took that on in hip hop. You know what I'm saying? I said if I'm gonna perfect something and do music, and I have to be strong. And so I took that on and kept that going in my head and applied it to what I was doing. But that's another reason why I love the comic books because of the inspiration of the heroes, their different
Mm-hmm.
powers. They regular people. Spidey's just a regular dude with no money. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But he got them powers and he's learning responsibility, learning to fight crime. And, before Hulk, it was Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
This cartoon, the '67 cartoon, that shit.
Yep.
I was married to that
Yep.
series, and then the music. And when that came out, I was young. I wasn't even born yet. But when I got to, as a kid, hear the music coming from there, I was just
Yeah.
like,
We just sample it. Yeah.
so it was doing something to me, bro. And I was
Yeah.
just like, you know what, man? One day, when maybe we'll get to do something with this music. I seen something on YouTube where the composer put out the actual music that were used in the episodes. Yeah. Yeah.
That's
That
fine.
is
Wow.
okay. So let me just jump in right here before you go, Tat. That was the Peter. That was the Peter Rock answer.
Yeah. That wasn't.
That was
That wasn't the.
Yeah. I mean,
Peter
Pete
Rock.
hates Disney. Let's
Yeah. Yeah.
you know what?
Oh shit. Okay,
He's
let's
trying
go.
not
Let's go.
to.
Hate is a strong word, Mickey. Can we
Yeah, it's
mitigate
not.
that
I
some
don't
kind of way?
hate. Like, that's not it. I'll say
He hates
that
their choices.
the
He doesn't
choices
hate
that,
them. He hates their choices.
right, and how they dumb down things. That's all. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Well,
that's
so do you feel like that comes from like the head? Do you feel like that's coming from Kevin, or do you feel like different directors take different like let's just throw Eternals out there, right? Let's throw that on the table, right?
Okay.
I feel like those characters told the right way could have told a different story, but I feel
Actually
like they
liked
put
it.
it in the wrong hand. Just like Ang Lee with the Hulk, I feel like
Mm.
Ang Lee is an
Yeah.
Oscar-winning director, an
Yes.
amazing
Crouching Tiger,
director,
Hidden
right?
Dragon. Yep.
You know what I'm saying, man? These things, they just, I don't. I'm wondering, is that more of the director's vision, or is that the way that Kevin actually want these things to play out.
I think Kevin oversees everything and makes sure the bigger phase story that they're trying to tell is told. But I think he definitely gives each director and producer team the autonomy to be creative. I think that's why creatives actually love to work with him, even knowing like it's in the superhero genre and sometimes
Right.
that gets talked down to. But yeah, I think each one of those directors makes those choices themselves. And I think with the Eternals, especially, I forget her name, Chloe or whatever the director's
Chloe
name was.
Zhao.
Right.
Chloe Zhao.
She was going for the first ever superhero Oscar. She was trying to like, get a visual effects or the stunning imagery, cinematography. She was trying to get like a technical Oscar or something with to put that on the books and put that like I brought the Oscar to Marvel because it's been a thing that they're not going to get seriously looked at because it's the superhero genre. So, but I mean that's that one
So,
specific, and yes, the Eternals could
I
have
don't know.
definitely been a different
Listen,
movie.
I'm gonna keep it all the way
But I mean,
trill.
I enjoyed it still.
And the sophistication of the acting was good. We just wanted a better story, I would
Yeah,
say.
yeah.
I'm
I
just
This
feel
is
like I feel like you could argue that Feige really like you guys do what you want. Here's my post credit. I need you to tell whatever story you need to tell to get me from A to B because I gotta
Yeah,
sell B. I'm really selling B. You know what I'm
yeah.
Right,
saying? I
I
need
think that's
right.
it.
everything. I need all storylines to point to B. Right.
Point to be.
Yeah, I
So
think
just
it's with that, and then sometimes also, well, make sure these key moments get hit, so when I can relate to B, it makes sense.
yes.
And yeah, I think that's it. And then a lot of the rest is a creative choice, and sometimes those choices aren't what specific comic book fans want to see.
But isn't
Yeah.
that kind of the beauty though? Like comics,
I think
art,
so.
music
I think
is
so. I'm
all in the eye of the beholder, right? So
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that some people are going to love it, some people are going to hate it. Like
Well,
that's
I didn't like the Ang Lee story. I didn't like what was written. Okay, because that's not the true origin of who Hulk was. He's a
Right.
mixture of Frankenstein and Jekyll and Hyde.
And then
That's
you
what
have to
Stanley.
remember, like Ang Lee also tried to create this film as a comic book,
comic book. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the
right?
frames and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
you know.
Yeah.
So
And
Pete,
He just put too much sauce on it. He just put too much
okay.
sauce on it.
Yeah,
Pete,
that's all.
what
That's
was your take?
I love the Ed Norton one because he paid homage, of course, to the TV show. But then as a new movie, it was also great. I felt like the leader could have been a little bit better, how he came about.
Okay.
But but with Mark, I thought Mark was great in the first
Yeah.
Avengers, right? Second Avengers, then it just started going left for me with Mark. With Mark. You know what I'm
So you
saying?
like so you only like the first two Avengers with Mark, and then you didn't really like where it went after that.
Right. Because they started clowning them, and then of course, I didn't like Infinity because of he
Thanos
couldn't
got
turn. He couldn't
shiggy on
turn.
him.
He got
Thanos got
washed
shiggy
up.
He
on Hulk.
could,
Yeah,
He got washed up
Thanos,
by
yeah.
Thanos
He
Thanos.
chumped
got
him.
washed by Thanos, and
Yeah,
then the fact
Thanos
that
chumped him.
when they
Yeah.
needed him, he couldn't turn it. When was
Yeah,
it? What
he
was?
got soft.
Yeah, that was when. Yeah,
They
man. Come
nerfed
on,
him. They
man.
nerfed him.
Yo, yo,
Come on. And
yo,
so
yo,
that pissed me off. That's why I was going around pissed off
Jeff,
about Hulk.
there's this meme. There's this meme about the Hulk.
uh-huh.
Mm.
So in our community, when we say we gonna beat the sense out of a nigga, right?
Mm.
That Thanos was the first person to beat the sense into him. When he beat the Hulk so bad he
I'm
became mad smart.
Washed him.
I was so upset. And I
Ducking
was
it.
like, why is he crying? Why is he like, yo, he's
Word.
coming, he's coming.
No.
I
Yeah.
still feel like they play with him because it's the smart Hulk thing, right? I don't like that at all.
But
Oh,
even
you
how
know, he
they
got the
introduced
glasses on.
that, even
I
how
don't.
that came about and how they introduced that, then they played it in She-Hulk, and it was just horrible, man.
Don't please.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about
But
She-Hulk.
y'all,
Hulk
I
is not
mean,
right.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's
we
just.
talk about this all the time on the pod, right? But do y'all know that the reason that they're doing this is copyright issues with Universal.
Yeah.
So they're
Uh,
skirting how things can be played. Like they
Yeah.
can't put Hulk in certain things. They only have
Nope.
rights to put him in other, the things that they're
Marvel
putting
don't
him
have
in.
their rights, right?
No, they can't. They can only put him in like TV shows and like
Guest
features in
appearance.
the movie. And then I guess they're saving because they're looking to work out this deal with Universal that they're saving the stuff that they could be doing that would excite Pete very much until they work it out. And the word is that they are going to work it out. So I
They
think
got to
that's
get to
coming back.
World War Hulk, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
At
I
some
still
point.
think that story's coming a little bit too early because
I think so too. I think they're just rushing it now. For me, I'm half and half. I'm the bridge between Tat Wza and Pete Rock. You know what I'm saying? Like there's stuff that I like, and then there's stuff that I hate.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And I agree with Tat on things. I agree with Pete on things. They need to just fix it. They need to get back to what they were doing so we could get back to just having a love relationship with comic culture.
yep,
But this is all thrown
exactly.
off, right? Like we're all off schedule though, right now, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Technically, we're not even
Yeah,
supposed to be here right now
right.
because
Since
the
the
entire
Jonathan
Kane
Majors thing.
storyline
Yeah.
is gone.
Gone.
Well,
But
it was
we're not supposed
No,
to see Doom. We weren't supposed to see Doom for another 4 or 5 years,
Agreed.
technically.
I agree.
You
yeah,
know,
but
They
they
I, the
should
well,
have
we
fan,
were
never
I,
did
I,
coming.
that
I don't
one.
think the Fantastic Four would have popped up this quick.
But
we were coming to
that do,
Secret Wars anyway. That was
yeah,
still on. That was on the table when Kang. It was because it was Kang's movie, and then it was Secret Wars anyway. So
Yes.
we would have got. They probably were going to introduce Doom in Secret Wars, but that we would have got that anyway. So
I think so.
they veered off the last couple movies. But I mean, I think it gave us greatness. And we'll see, but
I think you know what, Tat though. So
and
negative.
Jonathan will be back. I think that's my prediction.
That's
Major
what I
will be
think
back.
too.
I
I
believe.
think after the obviously the storm has calmed, and then they put out the bodybuilder movie, and it feels like he's back to the space where he'll have to probably do some press
He's
about it. But
married. Not going
he's
to be
married
any of
now,
the.
Yeah, yeah.
so
He's
he'll
not
have
going
to
to be
do some
running
press.
away from anybody.
Yeah, he won't be able to avoid it, but I think he's in a space now where he could do some press about it and get back into the universe. I
Yeah.
do.
I don't know. I think that'd be a real reach. I really do. I
Really?
just don't.
Wow.
I don't
Wow.
see them. I don't see how they really bring him back anytime soon. I think they're more beholden to shareholders and the court of public opinion than we
Mm.
think. And I just don't think it's. I don't think it's
Well,
time yet. I think we gotta let that thing breathe a little long.
he
I'll give you
probably
an
won't be
example.
back during this administration, but
Mm.
he'll be back.
And we'll be right back.
Welcome to Merrick Studios, where stories take the mic and culture comes alive.
We're not just a network, we're a family, bringing you smart, soulful, unfiltered conversations.
And this season, we're bringing the heat with our biggest lineup yet. Whatever you're into, music, sports, business, we got you covered.
Merrick Studios, where the conversation starts and keeps going.
Check out our full lineup, including Unglossy with Bun B, Jeffrey Sledge, and myself, Tom Frank. Now streaming at wearemerrickstudios.com.
Master the art of lyricism with Pendulum Mink, the first school for rap. Learn elite techniques through immersive lessons, real-world exercises, and guidance from hip-hop icons. This is where MCs sharpen their skills and glow boldly on the mic. Ready to level up? Visit pendulummink.com and start your journey today.
And now, back to the show.
And I know this is a whole other thing, but like, Travis Scott, right? Like, Travis Scott had the Astroworld Festival where people lost their life. You know what I'm saying? He's no longer under any, criminal situation. He's no longer under any civil situation. And yet it's too soon. Like every year when I would do the rodeo, I'd be like, yo, can I bring him now? And it's like, it's too soon.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all like this year, it was all, and he's begging me to come and
And they're
perform.
still
They
not
just
allowing
can't,
it?
Wow.
they just keep telling me it's like, it's too soon. It's too soon.
Well,
It-
that's also deaths.
That's
So
a fraud.
It's
That's
a
a
little
far
different.
thing. But I say that to say that I think the court of public opinion is still a little iffy about Jonathan Major because he's not getting nominated for the bodybuilding shit is
no,
bananas,
They keep
right?
I
saying.
still
They
haven't
keep
watched
saying.
it, but yeah,
Yeah,
It's
they just keep
bananas, and
saying
they
we're
act like
going.
that movie didn't even exist. You know what I'm
Man,
saying?
I'm
it's
gonna sit
whack,
on it.
man. It's whack. They
Yeah.
need him back, bro. They
So
need
they
him back.
I think they've got to get him back into filmmaking in the front of filmmaking. Period. Right? Like
Mm,
I think he's got to do something. It's got to click with people.
mm,
The public will be like, okay, this is okay. I like this from him. He seems, he regrets what he's done. He's very humble about it. He's gone through everything he's had to do. I think we bring him back. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Disney can bring him back. I think he's got to. The public has to accept him again, and then
That
they can
makes
be
sense.
like,
Yeah,
okay, well, let's
I
get
agree
back
with that.
to it. Let's get right back to it.
But if
Okay.
you
I
think
think
about the whole thing overall, it's just like, damn, really? We doing all of this just to get him back in the movie?
I
it's
think they
just
bring him back.
I don't know
Yeah.
any actor that could replicate this
Well, he has
change.
to
Yeah,
rebuild his career anyway, so
yeah.
it's
I think
not,
they bring
you know.
him
It's
back
bigger
to
than just the
kill him.
comic movies.
It's a bummer, but
They're
Because
gonna
that
kill
dude's an
Kang.
actor. Like that
No,
dude's an
he's
actor
he
from
get. I
phenomenal.
character.
mean, Creed. He had
Phenomenal.
me convinced.
Oh, he's phenomenal.
He was good
You
in
know what I'm
that.
saying?
Phenomenal.
I was like, damn, he got the body, he got
Yeah,
it, man.
he's phenomenal. I know I
He's
wanted to
dope.
ask all about the Spider-Man, the multiverse joints. Like, what's your? I mean, I
The
think both of them.
cartoon,
Anime,
right?
The
You talking about
cartoon
that?
animated one.
animated joints, the animated joints. Yeah, I
Hell
think
yeah.
both was amazing,
They just
and
started
the
back.
way they used the music in both of them, especially the first one
Prowler.
had Biggie in there. I was like, what
Yep.
the fuck, yo?
Yep. Big. Yep. They had the hip hop in there. I was
Hip
loving
hop.
that.
It's the
Yeah.
only
Yeah, I
thing
love it.
Sony's
I
doing
love
right
it.
Yeah. Yeah.
with Marvel.
Yes. Is
I
is
would
it?
argue Multiverse is probably top 5 best Marvel movies ever made.
Yeah,
I
Hmm.
think what they're doing
Yeah.
with
I'm
that
not mad at
storyline
that.
is really, huh?
Yeah.
I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at
Yeah.
that at
No,
all.
no,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I think
The
the
Strange movie,
animations
right?
allow them to craft that storyline with more purity,
Mm.
right?
No, he's
Because
saying
there's
Spider
so
Verse.
many different things
Oh.
you would might want to do, and it doesn't really translate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I look at Strange and Spider Man in the multiverse and the spaces, and then I look at it the storyline through the animation. It's just animation just affords you so much
mm-hmm.
You
nuance.
can
You know what
do
I'm
so
saying?
much
So
Yeah.
more.
You
much
could do a
depth
Yeah,
lot.
yeah. It's
into
a
Yeah.
lot easier to
storytelling,
work with.
and
And
Yeah,
they're
then,
like
they're
the second one
freer.
when they had the iterations of
yeah,
Spider-Man, different
they don't
Spider-Man.
have any restrictions
Crazy.
on the actor, right, or the character or what they want
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
to do. They
Yeah.
they can they could just, if they have an idea, it's done. You know,
Yeah.
it
Yes.
takes
Seeing
time to
blood
do,
in the
but it's
Wolverine
done.
versus Hulk, that shit was crazy. Seeing him bleed like that.
Yeah.
And
I was
again,
like, yeah, that's
it can translate from a comic book to or a graphic novel to an animation without losing any real generations, right? They can
Mm-hmm.
basically whatever the look and feel is, we can go for it. And they can play with the look of it, right? It can, I don't know how you would turn like a regular Marvel story into a samurai story or in the way that what am I getting at? Like the animation style in particular that
Mhm.
they
Well,
shoot in, right? That there's no way to do that with live action.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
no,
well,
Just that
yeah,
they
correct.
Well, yeah, but we know that with this particular style of animation that we're going to get like combat is going to look different, movement is going to look
mm-hmm.
different. The threat will be much more imminent, right?
Yep.
There's a lot
Yeah,
more
Mm-hmm.
use of shadows and things like that. It really
Mm-hmm.
really helps to set the tone of the room and to
Mm-hmm.
combine
That's
what the intention of the writing and the art is really meant to be. They're
100%,
nailing it over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was talking to
100%.
yeah.
Gigs about this, who is you guys should get Gigs on. Huge comic
Oh
book guy.
yeah.
Love him.
Wow.
Yes, absolutely.
We
He and I
love it.
talk
We love
about
we
talk
love it.
Make
about
it
the
Yeah.
happen,
films
Tom.
all the time,
Make it
and
happen, Tom.
that's a
I'm
big
making a
thing for
note of that.
him. He believes that Into the Multiverse might be one of the best films ever. I think he believe it might be second only to like Endgame. Like he looks at
Yo,
it like
Mm.
that.
Multiverse was incredible.
Mm.
I mean, the first time I saw that in the theater, I
Yo,
was like, what the
He's putting
But
it
fuck?
at
Mickey's
number
I'm
face
gonna
is what
link
one.
I
y'all.
was
I'm gonna
waiting
link y'all and
for.
get him on the
We
show.
still
He
talking
can
about
speak for
Spidey
himself.
multiverse, right?
Yeah, it was about
Yes,
Spider-Man
Okay.
yes,
All right.
multiverse.
absolutely.
Because
You-
there's
Yeah,
That's
two
not
the
the
about
number
Marvel
Strange
one
multiverse.
multiverse.
film.
Yeah.
This
Doesn't
is
like
all Black
Endgame.
Spider-Man
You don't, you
conversation
don't,
right
you
now.
don't fuck with it like that, Tom?
No, I'm just shocked that number one.
Yo,
That's
if you seen it, right?
Really a
I've
good
seen it. I
story.
think I might have to
Really good
rewatch
story.
it
You
I
now.
got
The
got
to
more.
Panther
rewatch that.
shit got me
Amazing.
emotional when T'Challa started getting, that got me emotional. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Chadwick.
I
You know what
got
I'm
I
saying?
got it over. I got it over Endgame. Endgame is
Why don't you like
Yeah.
Endgame? I
Makes you
like
shit
Yeah.
on
Endgame.
Endgame?
This is
It's
the
the only part I
craziest
liked in
take to
there.
me. He
Yeah, that
liked
was
it the
it.
first time, and then he rewatched it, and then now it's just trash.
terrible.
Why you saying
I
it's
don't
trash?
understand this.
Yo, check this out. Check this out.
It's the best. It's the best movie ending of all
Nah,
time
make
to me.
Mickey
Yeah, how can
break
it
it down.
not be?
Yeah, break
Like
it
the
down.
close of
Break it down.
that's great.
He prefers the cliffhanger of Infinity War.
Endgame to me is like going to an amusement park, and it's the best ride at the amusement park. You're gonna get on that ride, and that first ride on that whatever it might be, you're like, oh my gosh, this is the best ride. And then the second time you get on that ride, it's not
The same.
it's not thrilling. I saw it the night it came out, Thursday night. I went Manhattan and I was blown away.
We all did.
Of
Yeah.
course, we
And
all. I know for a fact I saw it Thursday night.
I think it was incredible.
I saw it the
And
first day it came out.
I went to go see it again, and I'm like, I don't think this is that good. Now,
Why not? What changed? What
it
changed?
What changed?
It felt more like fan service than it did like film. You know what I'm
Like
saying?
a story.
Right. It felt more. Yes, it was a culmination. They had to do a lot, but it just didn't have. It was too much therapy in it. I didn't care. All of that. It was just too much.
Too much therapy?
I didn't have time for all that. And
Ah,
I almost got murdered because when Tony Stark died, people were crying and I was cheering. I was like,
yeah, he's stupid. He's stupid. He's stupid.
yeah.
Okay, all right. We dealing with a different type of dude.
Wow.
We
But you know,
dealing with a
y'all
different
don't
type
agree.
of.
First of all,
Might need
none
to
of
do
y'all.
some psychological tests here.
I was so happy.
But don't y'all? But
I'm
might be
taking
a
all your
sociopath,
comic book opinions with a
psychopath.
grain of salt
No,
at this point.
y'all agree? Let me ask you: do y'all agree with Iron Man dying, man?
Yeah, but
This
there's
early?
room to be wrong, Mickey. There's room to be wrong.
but wait.
Relax.
Always.
Okay, listen.
Yo, Bun loved that movie, huh?
Okay, so Pete, I
Yes.
don't agree with Iron Man
I did
dying.
too.
Okay,
I don't agree with
that's
him
what I was
dying.
like. I don't agree with that.
I just didn't like that everything revolved around Iron Man.
Around Tony.
That was my issue with Iron Man. So with him dying, it
Wait till you get
removes
to
that.
Doomsday.
Yeah.
Because Spider-Man was Iron. He was like an Iron Man. Spider-Man was literally Iron Man in the MCU.
He was the Iron Spider.
He was literally, whatever you want to call it. He was Iron Man.
That's
People
the
knew
In
version
that
of
suit.
Yeah.
I didn't like that. I didn't like.
I absolutely disagree. I absolutely disagree.
Let's get
That
into
was
it.
so
Hold on.
fire.
This
Yeah.
entire
That was so fire.
MCU is built around Iron Man, Tony Stark.
That's fine.
Everything is
That's
about
fine.
it. And he
That's
wanted,
fine.
and they gave him and he wanted out. I think he wanted out. I think, here's the thing. They had to decide who snapped him, right?
Yes.
They had to kind of figure out who was going to snap this thing,
Yes.
right? And Tony was the only one that had put in enough work and enough time. I'm talking about it within the MCU, right? This is strictly on the film aspect of everything. Nobody else has got the right to snap that, right? Nobody else has got the right to snap that. And Tony Stark, as a man, is not strong enough to survive that snap, the power of that snap.
Hulk is.
Exactly.
Well,
That's the whole thing. But it gave him, but what I'm saying is it gave him,
His arm.
I hate the funeral. That's what I hate. I'll be honest. I ain't got no problem with Tony dying. I wasn't crazy about the service.
No, why not?
I thought niggas should have been way more somber.
It's too small.
Yeah.
Like no, I ain't really
It was
see
just
nobody
there. It was
crying
just
at
there.
that hoe. Like y'all
Yeah, it
wrong for
was-
this
They
shit.
had superhero attitudes.
That nigga
true.
saved everybody, bro. He saved
Jesus was
everybody.
looking down like
You wanted people
And
to
he
be
had no
bawling?
And they
emotions.
just like,
Yeah, it
damn,
was
that
like-
was my dude. Like a nigga you went to school with. Like, no, give him his due.
They
Wait a
did.
minute, though.
That
Do
makes
you think that he wanted out? Like the actor wanted out?
I think
Yeah,
this
he
was
did.
it for him. I
He
think his
did.
character
But why
arc
is he
was
back
done.
then?
Because they paid him a lot of money.
The truck
They
that they
paid him
backed
a
up.
they paid him a crazy
He was
amount of
getting
money.
50
Two
M's
Brinks
a
trucks
movie to
go
play
to his
Iron Man.
house and dump on his
I
step.
think they gave him
Let's
$200 million.
let's
for two
ask this
movies.
question. Let me ask this question to my guest today. Who would you have been happy to see take that mask off at that Comic-Con? If it
Dr.
wasn't
Doom?
Tony, that you would say, okay, now we got to do it.
Good question.
That's a good
Now
one.
we got to
Cillian
do it.
Murphy. Cillian Murphy.
Because
That
Cillian
was
Murphy
the
been
person.
fine.
Cillian Murphy?
Yeah, he
Yes.
was the talk of the town before they introduced RDJ again,
Don't
and
get
I
me
think
wrong.
a lot of people
Nobody
did get
screams
used to
Peaky
that
Blinders
idea.
as much as me. I love him in Peaky Blinders. Doom?
He
He
got
was
the
a great
chops.
scarecrow.
He got the chops.
He's a good enough actor, right? I think he could get the
He
emotion
got
and
the
the
chops.
intention of the character down. But that, like, he's not physically imposing, though.
So okay,
He's frail.
he's
Like,
but-
he's not, I'm not saying go get Jack Reacher. I'm not saying go get that dude, right? But I don't know,
Alan
man.
Rickman.
Like we're thinking Marvel villain. Like there's got to be some. I just don't. I don't think he's physically imposing enough. I feel like
Robert
Doom's got to
Downey
be.
Jr. is not physically
No,
imposing.
Robert
Imposing.
Downey Jr. is a little dude.
Yeah.
But
He's a
Yeah.
small guy.
Would you rather have a bigger actor? Like who like
I don't know.
who would be your choice for Doom?
I don't know.
That's
it's
the
hard
question.
because we don't have a present day Russell Crowe-esque guy. Like, there's no Gerard Butler or anybody like
Yeah.
that. I don't think like a Garrett Hudlin
Gerard
could do it. Who's that that's playing Ed Gein right now? The head of
I
the
haven't
Sons of
started
Anarchy. He's like the head of the gang in Sons of Anarchy. I don't watch the show, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Ron Perlman?
No, it's not Ron Perlman. It's
Nah,
Charlie
nah,
Hunnam. Is it Charlie Hunnam?
Jax from
Yes.
Sons of
Is that-
Anarchy? Yeah, Charlie Hunnam. Yeah.
Charlie Hunnam.
Shit.
Yes.
Oh, he's playing Ed Gein. I gotta start that
Yeah,
show.
it's on,
Yeah,
on
on
Netflix.
Netflix.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I watched
Yeah,
it. Incredible.
I gotta start
Crazy.
that.
That's a rough movie. That's a
Yeah.
rough
I
like series. I ain't gonna front. That's
I like
rough.
Cillian. I like Cillian, man. I think Cillian, he did well in the Dark Knight series. He did well on Peaky Blinders.
Yeah, but
he's
if you look at him in the Dark Knight, if you look at him in the Dark Knight series, he's like a little weasel.
He makes sense for the Scarecrow in the Dark
Right?
Knight, but I think you get past the physical if he acted his ass off as Doom. I think.
Well,
you
we
get
know
past
he
the
can't act like a mother. Like I won't take that away from him
Right,
at all. He's a
right.
bad motherfucker. He will give you. What about Adrian Brody? I'd take Adrian Brody as that.
He's already Mysterio.
What about Finster from The Usual Suspects?
Benicio.
Kevin
Benicio.
Spacey.
He got the face. You know,
Kevin
I like it.
Spacey?
No, he's talking about Benicio. He's talking about Benicio.
Oh,
Yeah,
Benicio?
Benicio.
He's the collector.
Yeah.
He's the collector.
He's the collector. He's already in the MC.
Okay.
What about Brian, or is he too old, from Breaking Bad? Brian
Cranston.
Cranston?
Yeah.
Brian
I'd
Cranston.
take that.
As
He might
Doom?
be a little old for Doom.
He might be a little old, but man, he's got that vibe.
You got me. I don't know about Brian Cranston. I don't know.
He's definitely a little too old. I
He
mean,
might be a little too
Doom
old for
is
this.
mostly in the suit though, Bun. You know that. Like we don't
Yeah,
really
of
see
course.
his
No,
face.
I don't
We're
know.
not
But
supposed
what
to
I'm
see
saying
him.
is like, well, I don't know, because they figure out how to make Tom Cruise imposing every year, and that nigga's 5'5".
Yeah, every
so.
year.
That's true.
I'm watching Tulsa King right now, and I'm like, nigga, Sylvester Stallone is a beast at 5'3.5". Like, he's a dog.
Crazy.
You know what though?
Shit.
You just said something interesting though. Who said Ron Perlman?
That was
Mickey.
bad.
that's what I thought you were saying.
Tat
Yeah, Ron
said
Perlman.
it. Yeah,
But
Tat said it.
Ron
I'm not-
Perlman, he could.
He's
die.
long in the teeth. He's long
He's
in the
long
teeth.
in the teeth, and
He was Lion King and Hellboy. So
He was
he's-
Hellboy. Yeah, he was Hellboy.
You know what I'm saying?
But
he has
yeah,
the
but-
top for it, but I don't know. He's definitely too old.
I don't know about Ron Perlman.
Let's okay.
Yeah,
Let
he's
me
old.
ask y'all this because I
dark,
don't
they gotta
know
have
enough.
black hair.
I don't know
Let
enough
me answer-
about
let-
this
let
right
me
now. Are Doom and Reed Richards supposed to be around the same age?
Yes.
They went to high school together.
Yes.
Right,
They went to
right.
school together.
Yes.
So that's going to determine. That kicks the Ron Perlmans and the Brian Cranstons out of the equation
for sure.
automatically.
All right, Bun, I'm gonna say a name, and he would never do it. But
Nah, he's
this
finna
would have
check
took
me
the
on, bro.
MCU.
Okay.
That's the
Out of
universe.
the-
That's the
Freezy
universe
fact.
telling him don't even do it.
I don't know what's going on my computer. I'm not in Atlanta right now.
It might be because you're in
Am I
bed.
frozen again?
Freezy
It
facts.
could be that.
Freezy facts.
You get out of bed and get to a desk like the rest of us.
You lounge.
I'm in New York, man. This is what I got. Daniel Day-Lewis as Doom.
Daniel Day-Lewis.
How he
Now
look?
you're saying something. He might be still a little too old, but now you're saying something.
Damn.
We're getting there.
Doom?
Okay.
Yeah, if this were the time period that we're in Gangs of London, like that Daniel Day-Lewis, 100%. I mean, Gangs in New York.
What do y'all think about the
No Ryan Gosling.
Ryan
do you
Gosling.
think
Why?
about-
Why no Ryan Gosling? He's physically imposed. Ryan Gosling.
He don't,
So
he's not.
Is he
He's
too?
not.
Right?
Well, he's
I
not
like
a threat.
Ryan Gosling,
So Ryan Gosling.
but I don't know that
Are
his
you
chops
saying he
are
can't?
there.
You're
But
saying
when
he
you look
can't
in his
disappear
face,
into
he
this
doesn't
role?
look-
That he'll be too Ryan? He's too handsome. He's too Ryan Gosling.
Yeah, he's too right.
He's not threatening.
He's too
He's
La
not-
La Land.
He's
not
not
gonna-
I'll
gonna.
be honest. That's what took me out of the new Blade Runner. Was him being the new Blade Runner. Like that's. I mean,
yeah,
He's more Blade Runner than
Definitely
Doom.
didn't do better than our guy Harrison.
What about Matthew McConaughey?
But Kanye's dope.
All right,
Now
all
he's
right, all
blind.
right.
He's blind,
I
right?
thought you said it had to
Can
be
you
a
imagine
brunette.
Doom going, all right, all right, all right. I got
Wait,
you
wait, I
guys
got
in
to answer
trouble
the question.
now.
I got to ask you a question. I got to ask you
I
a question.
thought you said it had to be a brunette.
I got to ask you a question. What was your thoughts on the new Superman?
I love it.
Uh-oh. Go
Let's
ahead.
okay.
It was
Let's
cool.
okay.
It was
I'm
cool.
gonna back out of this because that's
Oh,
not
no,
my
no.
Superman. Like somebody had to tell me.
No,
Somebody
you
had
and
to
Pete,
explain
I
to me,
think.
nigga.
No, I'm
Nigga, this,
gonna say I don't like jokes in movies. I'm gonna say that, and then I only liked Mr. Terrific.
then you
Sorry,
must hate
Uh,
Thor. You must hate Thor with a
He does
passion.
hate Thor.
I
He
hated
does
Love
hate
and
Thor.
Thunder. I
you
You
hated
like
hated
Dark
Ragnarok.
World.
You like Ragnarok.
I didn't like Ragnarok either.
I thought you
Wow.
No, I didn't. I didn't like that.
okay.
I
Ragnarok
didn't
kind
like
of
my
fell
guy
apart at
getting
the
out a
end.
hot tub
I
and a
fucked with
towel. He got
Tessa
out a hot tub
Thompson.
and a
Come on,
towel.
B.
Like, come on, man.
He was
Come on,
killing
bro.
it.
He
Come
But
don't
on,
like
this,
bro.
Thor.
it was explained to me that this was not my Superman. Like
First Thor
I
was
had
good.
I had a conversation about what I didn't like about this Superman movie. I won't get into it. And the person I
Mm.
was arguing with was like, nigga, they told your Superman story twice. What more?
Mm.
Like, get out the way. There's more Superman storylines. Because you got to remember, I grew up with the Christopher Reeve General Zod, and then
Yeah.
they brought General Zod right back. So
They
that
brought
they
him
was like,
back.
yo,
Yeah.
your Superman, that story has already been told twice, bro.
Dead.
You want us to? How many more General
How
Zods
many
do
more
you
times you
want?
There
want
are
to? Yeah.
more. There are definitely more
You,
storylines for
you know what
Superman.
I'm saying?
And
So
some
I'll
great
give him
ones.
credit for that. And yeah, I think everybody across the board agrees that Mr. Terrific was, to me, the best part of this
He
whole
was the
movie.
show. He stole the show.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
he's
can
so.
see it, and he
That
can
dude's
see
a
the
good
set.
actor, though. To be fair,
That
Yeah.
dude's,
He was an X-Men too, Bun.
Yeah,
yes,
they killed him off too quick.
yeah,
they
yeah.
killed it.
But
Yeah, and
mad quick.
I
And he was a
forgot what his name,
character
but he
that
was the one that
shouldn't even have
he
been
was the
able to
one
have
that
been
could
killed.
survive anything, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he had
And
the
then they
hard
killed
skin
him.
or whatever.
But and this is a distinction that we've kind of said in this, and like to make sure we keep that line there. That was pre MCU. Everything after the MCU has been a different thing, and it's been better,
Yeah.
even when it's not good.
Okay,
Okay.
that's fair.
I could get with that.
All
Because
right.
better doesn't mean great. It just means better. So I'll give you that. I'll
Better
Yeah.
give you
than
that.
before. Yep.
I'm gonna
Yes.
get the butts back on track here for a minute.
Okay.
Okay.
I want to hear from these guys. You guys now have a comic culture show.
Mm.
Why did you decide to actually do this? And I mean, we're kind of hearing a little bit of it. You absolutely have opinions on all this stuff. And why is your show going to be different than any other comic show out there?
Well, for me, Tat Wza he had a clubhouse room, and that's how I kind of knew that he was into the comics from that perspective. Me and Pete were talking. We wouldn't even talk about music. I would never reach out to Pete and be like, "Let me get a beat." We would literally just kind of
You
talk.
have. Stop lying.
Well,
I've actually heard you asking for a beat.
I mean,
Still got the
a
beat right
few
here.
times, but
it's like 90. It's like a 90-10 thing. We talk mostly comics
Yeah,
over
yeah,
music.
yeah,
That's
100%.
what
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
what I
we
do.
do.
And I was like, "Yo, man, we probably need to kind of let people know how we think about this." And I felt like it was a great space between someone who loves what's happening, right, with Tat, and then somebody who kind of has some disdain. I don't want to say hate, right? Disdain to what was happening. And
Who's that? Me?
yeah, that was you.
a little bit.
And I was the bridge. I was this guy that was like, I like some of it, I don't like some of this. And this creates a great synergy between two opposite polar sides that we could kind of talk about and debate on and be up to date on it, because we were just talking about it separately in text messages. And I personally feel like us coming together is now allowing people to see that, hey, yeah, we all three of us do music as our frontline space, but we also have a vast knowledge of comic culture, and we love it, and we share that love with each
Yes.
other.
Yeah.
I
What
love this
what I like
three-host
about your
dynamic
show as
that
well
y'all
is,
have.
yeah, and what I like about
Thank you.
the other thing I like about your show as well, because it's putting me up on what it's putting me up on is, because I'm not, like I said, tapped into comic book culture like I was as a kid. I had no knowledge of how many music people are tapped in. Like every time I talk, they say, "Oh yeah, mom, yeah, like I had Reef on my show 2 weeks ago, I guess now, and he's the one who told me about Paz from De La.
Yeah.
And I've known Paz forever. I had no
Me and
idea.
Paz is like Mickey and I. Like me and
Yeah, I
Paz are
know.
the same way. Like
I had no idea that like, and there's many more people like that in
yeah.
the business that are like so deeply tapped into the comic culture. I just had no knowledge.
Why do you think that is? Why do you think there's such a close connection between comic book culture and hip hop?
I can speak to that without even being a collector. I think it's a part of our childhood. I think for many
Yeah.
of us, those two things came into our lives around the same time. If I had to guess,
Yeah.
based on the guys that are talking in this room, you can almost tell based on the people they like and the characters that they're into and stuff like that, and the disdain that Mickey has for so many different parts of it. You can tell when they fell in love, but you can tell when they fell in love with these books. You know what I'm saying? You can tell who they gravitated to. It's the same thing with hip hop. You know what I'm saying? We all kind of found it the same way. We gravitated to certain people, certain styles of it. And that's kind of, that's just me, looking at it for sure.
I agree. And I add on top of that, I think because of growing up with it at the same time, a lot of rappers got their vocabulary and how they put their rhyme scheme together from the comics. There's sayings that when you watch some of these cartoons and it's like how a villain says something sometimes, you're like, that's a rap bar, but this came out before the rap bar. I'm like, yo, this. So it just makes me feel like, a lot of rappers took that creativity and expounded on it and got to their greatness.
I was gonna say something, but I'm gonna save it for y'all coming to me because my first rap name is superhero kind of derivative. So
we gotta save that.
We'll get to that.
We gotta save that.
We'll get to that. I just thought about who I'm talking to. I'm like, I got to talk about this. I got to talk about this. But I'm gonna save it for y'all.
The two things that I've discovered, because I'm not really tapped into either one of these cultures, that rappers are so deeply tapped into, besides music, obviously, are comics and wrestling.
Yes,
wrestling. And they kind of, if you look at it, they all kind of make sense as to why. Same thing you said, like wrestling also is characters and the speeches of Ric Flair.
Ric
Flair is
That's a good point.
The confidence.
Ric Flair is a god.
Yeah, but, rappers like to craft themselves as a larger than life persona. You know what I'm saying? And the superhero and the wrestling aesthetic clearly leads into that. And again, I don't know how it is for women, but I know for men, like little boys, like that's what you wanna be, like the Hulk or Superman. Like you take that on. You know what I'm saying? You want to be able to knock out everybody and run faster than everybody and shoot a better shot and knock a baseball faster, like all of that. And those kind of characters live in that larger than life world. Like they live in a world where they're picking up 300-pound men and slamming them on the ground. That's as close to a real superhero that you're going to see in the flesh. They come out with the cape, the costume, you know what I'm saying? The theatrics of it, the music to accompany them. And what do? They go in the ring and they knock out the villain. And they put their foot on their chest type of, like that's it. That's as close.
Victory.
Wrestling is as close to superhero aesthetic as we can get in real life.
That's a fact.
In real life.
You're right. Absolutely.
That's a fact.
I agree with that.
Before we end, I like to end with a little bit of lightning round questions. All right? So we'll go around the horn. We'll start with Pete.
Yes.
Favorite villain?
Ooh. Oh, wow. My favorite villain has to be Galactus.
Tat.
Doom.
Okay.
There's no greater villain.
That's true. But I had to be different.
For sure.
Mickey.
The Joker.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Wow.
For me?
Best villain.
It's a good question. I haven't really thought about that. That's a good question. I didn't know you were going around this table.
Hey, we're all on the same
This is
table.
going to be obscure because I don't know if this is a comic book. This is more of a graphic novel.
Say what you feel, bro.
You know what I'm
what
saying?
comes to your
I
mind.
really like this conquest angle and incredible and Invincible. I don't know if anybody's watching Invincible. I think Invincible
Yeah,
Yeah, of
is the
course.
best.
Invincible's
I think
amazing.
Invincible is
it's
the
a
best
great,
I've
fucking thing
heard
you can
great
watch.
Conquest is
series.
Like
crazy.
I think it's
Yeah,
the
we don't
best
talk about
thing
it
you
enough.
can actually watch on television.
Yeah,
Invincible.
yeah,
I love
Invincible is
what's
Invincible's
in
not.
there.
fire.
Oh, I gotta watch this.
it's
Image
really
Comics.
good. It's good.
So
It's really,
violent.
really good. So I would say right now, Conquest, because I don't know how they're gonna. Is Battle Beast the villain at this point?
In Invincible.
In
Yes,
Invincibles,
Then
he
yes,
is a
Battle
beast. He's
Beast.
a
Battle
beast.
Beast for sure.
okay,
That'll be
He's
okay,
crazy with it.
yeah.
That's
Where
I
you
would say
at?
that's my favorite villain right now.
That's your favorite.
Yes.
I got a tie because they're both in the same kind of pocket.
Okay.
Killmonger and Thanos. Because were they
Yeah.
really wrong? So it's kind of like that. They were ill, but like they were kind of making some sense in a lot of ways. They were harsh in what
They
they
were
did,
fighting
but
for stuff.
yes, they had exactly, Pete. They had in a weird integrity to what they were doing. So those are my two faves.
I'll give
Killmonger
Thanos credit because he was indiscriminate, right?
Yeah, I
Like
mean, he
like it
was
was just like
beating
we
his.
just gonna kill half. I'm just going live, die, live, die. I'm not picking no
and
favorites. All right, like we're gonna indiscriminately kill
Well,
half of y'all.
Except for Gamora,
Yeah, he dusted her off.
he was
Yeah.
like, "Nah, matter of fact, here you come with me. I got you."
Let me hold.
But
Let
yeah,
me hold that.
All right, question. I'm going with Joker, by the way. I gotta go with the Joker. I love the
Okay.
Joker.
Yeah,
Number
Okay.
two.
that Joker's a great fucking villain.
it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which one though, Bun? Which person do you think was the
That's
best
a good one.
actor
that's a good
of the Joker?
Heath.
Uh-oh.
Heath.
one.
Yeah, I agree with it.
I'm gonna say Heath.
No, wait a minute. Let's run
You
down the
got
big
that.
three.
Mickey,
Though.
you got
Well,
a real
first,
Jack
discerning look
Nicholson.
on your face.
Yeah,
I like
Mickey.
I like
Wait, but
Jack.
Jack,
I like Jack.
I give
like
Jack. Yeah, Jack.
I'm not saying that Heath is not the best. I'm saying that if it's Heath, it's 1A and Jack is 1B, and it can alternate depending on when you watch it.
Now wait a minute. We're sleeping on who's the current guy?
Joaquin Phoenix.
Ooh.
No, that's an off-world thing.
Does that
We
not
don't really-
count?
We don't.
It does.
It counts
It does
as
count.
a Joker. Yes. So does Jared Leto. We don't want to Leto, whatever. We don't want to.
He's
Yeah.
out. He's out. The other
Morbius.
guy.
Well, that's his problem. That's his fault. Like like he could.
They
He's
fucked
a good
up a
enough
good
actor. He
character.
just let it. It just laid flat. To be fair,
Yeah.
he overthought
He's
it.
had a run
Especially
of bad ones though.
the scene with
It was the
Common.
writing. It's the writing.
The
I'm
scene
telling
with
you.
Jared Leto and Common, where he's like, "What's up, dog?" and all that type of shit, and his
Yeah.
mom tried to be
All
all
right,
homey with
question-
the gold grill and all that shit. Like,
Yeah,
come
get
on.
out of here.
Yeah.
Get out of
Question
here.
number 2 of 3. Dream comic cameo for yourself.
Like in which
Green
book
comic
we'd want to
cameo.
be in?
You can take it as a book or as a movie. I take it as a movie. Movie's more fun.
That we would
I
want
Yeah.
to be in.
You want to be in?
Yeah,
A
So we
movie's
would
more
want.
fun.
that you want to be
That's a
in.
good question, Tom.
Damn.
So I
That I
would
would
be.
want to be in. Ooh.
You would be in the movie.
Avengers.
It would have to be
Damn.
a cameo. Shit.
Avengers.
I guess Avengers. You could be one of many that pop up.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I guess technically it'd be crazy to be actually in Secret Wars, considering they're gonna have everybody in Secret Wars. Then it'd be like, yo, I'm in there too. Like that'd be crazy.
Yeah, I have to be Secret Wars. I think Secret Wars.
Put me in a new multiverse, whatever the third multiverse is.
You're saying
Oh, put me in
Spider-Verse.
Doomsday. I'll be in Doomsday.
Spider-Verse, rather. My Spider-Verse.
No, all good,
It's some
all good.
type of character, like a music character, like a DJ, something. Just put me in there because I know they got the music rocking.
That'd be
Hey,
fun.
Bun, what if that thing came up for Doom and it was you?
That's not the movie. I will say this. I always thought, I thought that the best payoff in the MCU was the Sam Wilson on your left. On your left. That came back when the entire army of Thanos was coming at him, and out of nowhere you just hear in Endgame,
Mickey.
Sorry, Mickey. But when he comes up and you hear Cap on your left, and I'm like, shit. Like I have goosebumps now recalling the moment.
Yeah.
You know
That
what I'm saying?
circle open up and you're like,
For Mickey, it's nothing. Mickey feels nothing.
Mickey,
Then you had the women brigade come in.
Mickey's dead
Yes.
inside.
I didn't like
I
the
still watch
therapy
it.
sessions.
It's crazy because when I talk to Giggs about it, Giggs left the theater disappointed.
Really?
He was like, "It's a good movie, but I don't know." And then, like a month later, he was like, "Yo, I just watched it again. It's the greatest shit I ever saw in my life." Like,
The opposite
I'm
of Mickey.
sorry. Like, I've seen a lot of movies. I've been going to movies a lot. I've seen a lot of great movies, but that moment,
The way they
bro,
put that together is
the
crazy.
way they put
First of
that
all,
and they came out, and bro, the whole fucking room
Bun,
exploded, bro.
stop.
Yeah.
The whole
Bun,
room
When
exploded.
have you ever seen
I still feel
20
like that,
something
Mickey. I'm
movies
sorry. Maybe
culminating
you're
into
too.
one movie?
Yeah.
Let
Listen,
me ask y'all this. I think this may be a
Hope didn't get
problem.
his get
Mickey, let
back.
me ask you: does having read so many comic books and having such a thorough knowledge of storylines, do these movies tend to let you down?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
okay, now I get
Big
you.
time.
It's almost
But
like it's
but
almost
Big
like
can
time.
I interject
That's
something?
all we talk about.
Can I interject something? As
Yep.
you pointed out, Bun, there's other storylines, and they're
Mm-hmm.
trying to sometimes get other things out. And it's like, why can't you give them that grace just because it's not your storyline? It's
Mm.
not a bad movie. It's just not what the complaints I hear from these guys a lot of times is it's not their storyline. Not that
I
it's
just
always a bad movie, it's because the choices that they made. And it's
But
like, let them make their choices. Some of the stuff ain't great, but
Tat,
I
some
you
of
just
the stuff
like
talked
like
about
you
this
like
with Superman.
This dude
I just
Mickey is
talked
wild.
about this with the Superman.
Boo.
The Superman movie is not a terrible movie, but because it's not my storyline, I can't connect to certain characters. Like I really didn't. It was very hard to get past the Elemental dude, right? Like
I
it was
mm,
just he was very off-putting with the octopus
awful.
legs, and that baby was one of the worst things I've ever seen in a CGI movie.
they've been
Like seriously.
CGIing babies
But
left and
because
right.
I
Hey,
don't know what this baby becomes, I don't know, right? Like, I'm sure there's a significant reason as to why this baby is green and looks like how it looks. Because God knows,
Mm.
looking at the father, I don't know what the mom looks like, so I don't know. So to me, it looked, and then Superman swimming in like a river of crystals and shit. It just lost me. It
I
just
mean,
really
listen.
lost me. I couldn't get into. I kept waiting for Buddy to come back. I kept waiting for
I'm
Mr.
not. I'm,
Terrific.
listen. I'm
Because
not mad.
Mr. Terrific in this
Bun.
movie is me in this movie. Like, man,
Yeah, I
move,
agree.
man. Y'all bullshit. Like, get the fuck out the way, bro. Y'all
Yeah.
play too
It's
much.
not the
What we
door.
supposed to be?
I'm with you.
Why are you sitting
For
on this
sure.
plot line, bro?
I
We
agree.
supposed to be gone by now. Type of shit. It's like he
I
keeps
yeah.
agree.
waiting for the whole movie to catch up with him.
I
The
agree.
whole audience, everybody to catch up with him.
Endgame is terrible. Listen,
God.
therapy.
Crazy
First
Here we
hour
go
transition.
was
with the therapy again.
the first
I,
hour was therapy. The second hour was Back to the Future 4, and
Wow.
Hope didn't get
hey,
no
Wow.
get
yo,
Hope
Ain't get no get back.
no get back from Hope.
Nope.
It was just sloppy. A rat is why Ant-Man got out of the quantum realm. A rat
But it's
Yo, a
already
rat.
randomly.
known. It's already known that Thanos hates fighting the Hulk. He hates it
They killed him in the first 10 minutes.
in the comic books.
What are
He
we
hates
doing
the
here,
Hulk.
man?
Like he hates fighting the Hulk.
That's gonna
Like
be the
for
see
real.
clip.
that, and,
That's gonna
and
be the
that's
clip.
that's why I'm kind of glad I haven't read as many comics as y'all, so I can still enjoy some of this shit.
All right. I got my last question to get
Mm.
to. And this is
Yeah.
a pertinent one for what we're talking about.
All
I'm
right.
like, I don't give a fuck about no script, man. Just as long as that shit is just
Exactly.
fucking make me happy, shit.
I
I don't
just
give a
don't. I
fuck.
just don't. I don't know
That's
what you
the
know.
average viewer.
I
That's
don't. I
how it
don't
should
know.
be.
I don't
Yeah.
know what you know. So I
Right.
don't go into the
We
movie
know
with level. I
we
don't
know
go
some
into the
things.
movie
Tat
with
knows a lot.
expecting levels of discernment. Like to me,
Yeah.
they're making great entertainment, right? But I don't have the
Mm.
same entry point as y'all have, right? I don't have a
Yeah.
dog in this race like you do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I
Now,
got you.
if you want to talk about the NWA movie or some shit like that, I can critique that. I got dogs in those races. I know what's
Listen.
real in that movie
Sure.
and what's not. Like I know where the
Yeah.
filler is on that
Mm.
type of shit.
Sure.
You
Straight
know,
out of Compton.
I'm telling you.
For
So
sure.
Yeah.
all right, Thomas,
What's
what
the
you
next
got?
question?
Question 3 and the last question.
Okay.
The storyline that you think should have ended differently.
Endgame.
Endgame.
Endgame. I mean, that's my answer too. Really. I was gonna say that.
Endgame should have ended differently.
So
Yep.
no death of Iron Man?
No. He
So
doesn't die.
So I don't think. Okay, so I cheered when he died, but I only cheered when he died
You
because
wilding out.
he was
Which is
doing
wild, bro.
everything.
You
He
you
was
doubling
doing too
down on this
much.
shit.
You really
Yo,
are.
yo, Bun, he was doing too much. I wanted to see other people do things, bro.
I feel that right
You know what
there.
I'm saying? It's like I didn't want him to quote unquote die. He was just doing too much, bro. He creating Ultron. He giving Spider-Man a suit. You know, he's
But he
flying
does
into
all of those
space.
things.
Yo, no,
Mickey,
man.
Mickey.
He
Who
created the
deserves?
vision too,
If
right?
that's the case,
Yeah.
if literally the core founding pillar of the MCU is doing too much, who do you believe is the single most underutilized person in Marvel's canon they play? Because I think I think it's Drax. I think like they
Mm.
nerfed Drax all the way through this.
I honestly listen. I
He did.
Like
honestly think
power
it's
wise,
the
I'm
I can
talking
Hulk.
say that
power
he didn't
wise.
do
I
much.
think it's the
Right.
Hulk. I think the Hulk is the most underutilized character in the MCU.
Well, we all know
Period.
why.
I
We all know
agree.
Period.
why.
But
And
that's
We
a
all know
you
life
But
why.
know
but
why?
but there's a legal. It's not that they don't understand the story and they're not telling it. You guys say there's a legal reason
Legal issue.
behind
The
it.
It
legal
Yeah.
Yeah,
is.
issue.
copyright.
Universal.
Technically, they're not underutilizing him. They're utilizing him as
They
much as they
can't.
can. Right? Like they're
Right.
doing what they can.
Right.
So okay, so if I can't use the Hulk,
I mean, you can, but we understand why. Like, I'm talking about a character that's in a bunch of movies that gets a lot of screen time, but they're not really fleshing this character out in the way they should.
okay, for me, and you guys got to hear me out on this. For me,
Uh-oh.
It would be Doctor Strange.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Why?
I think Benedict Cumberbatch is a fantastic actor.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic.
And he looks
He
the
looks
part.
just like him. I think the
Yes.
first movie, excellent.
Super dope.
I think he was incredible in Infinity War. Incredible. Fighting Thanos with the gem, excellence.
I think Strange was
Underutilized in Endgame.
yeah.
Did some foolish, dumb things in the Spider-Man movie.
Yeah.
He was
True.
He was the second lead character in his sequel movie. That movie was about Scarlet Witch.
That was
It
Scarlet
was
Witch.
not about
Yes.
that was a
Second
Scarlet
lead.
Witch movie. And even before Infinity War, he was great for 10 minutes, Bun, in Thor Ragnarok. He was great for that small time. We should have seen more of him. And also, aside from Doctor Strange, rest in peace, but T'Challa, Black Panther. What is happening, bruh? T'Challa, Black Panther, bruh.
Underutilized? Really?
Yes.
I was going to
But
say
it was
Black
been
Panther
recast.
as the
They
underutilized.
should have recast because I don't want to see Shuri. Like, I like Shuri, but I don't think she should be Black Panther. It should be
Not as
T'Challa.
Black
She
Panther.
was she
Mm.
becomes Black Panther in the comics.
Yes, but that was after 40 years of storytelling. That was after 40 years.
But that's your knowledge. They just throwing some stuff that happened in the comics in the meantime while they recruit.
So
Yo.
you
It's
really,
too early,
you
right?
really,
It was
you really
Hold
believe,
on, Mickey.
you really believe somebody could have stepped into Chadwick's shoes? Come on, Mickey.
No,
I, I
but
thought it was. I
in
thought it was
looks,
gonna
I
be
do.
but
Damon.
Damsel, what's the nigga from
Damson.
Snowfall?
Damson is
Snowfall.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna step in.
And he will be, but it's still going to be the storyline that they told because he'll probably become his son. But he'll
Right.
become T'Challa regardless, and that'll be the Black Panther regardless moving forward.
I need a barf
regardless
bag.
of what his history is.
He's the closest, man.
I need a barf,
Barf
bag.
bag is crazy.
Idris Alba too could play him.
Doctor Strange and Black Panther really should have been the leads going into Phase 4, into Phase 7. It was supposed to be those two guys. And Spider-Man. I think they would have taken the MCU to higher heights until we got to X-Men and the Fantastic Four. In my personal opinion, it should have been those three.
I hear you.
Okay.
I can't argue that. I can't argue that. I don't have a good
Who
argument.
you say,
against
Pete?
it.
I would have to say out of the MCU, Winter Soldier.
That's actually a good pick.
Yeah, Winter Soldier.
That's a
Because
pretty
I'm not
good pick.
mad at that.
Because they nerfed him in Thunderbirds fully.
yeah,
Like gave him the
I'm
theme
not
music.
mad.
Thunderbolt, yeah.
I have to say because I'm thinking about it, and I'm just like, I think, yep, Winter Soldier.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm staying on that.
Good one.
Yep.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a great
Winter
one.
Soldier.
So it's really all right. So you first asked which ending should have changed.
Yes.
And then so that question, I think, Secret Invasion, because that ended so trash and that could have been so fucking good, especially with introducing Super
I'm not gonna
Skrull.
front. I like the first episode.
The show was fire
The show was
until
good,
the
that
last
last
episode.
fight.
Yeah.
The last
Yeah, it was
episode
the last
was
fight.
half of it of Samuel Jackson walking around hacking his lung out. It's like, hey, bro, like, what are we doing here?
Yeah,
and then
that's
you
kinda-
introduce Super Skrull and then have somebody beat Super Skrull. And it's like, that's not how this should have went, right? So then there's that. And then most other
Skrulls are
underutilized.
wicked.
Well, Super Skrull is super wicked, right? But then they gave him more powers than just the Fantastic Four, but we'll get to that later. Most underutilized character, I think, and y'all probably gonna be like, how? But Spider-Man. They have been doing really good Spider-Man movies with the Marvel-Sony relationship, right? Because Sony has let Marvel produce the Spider-Man movies, but they still have some oversight. He's not doing the things he could be doing in the MCU, considering how connected he is to everybody in the MCU, and he's definitely being underutilized.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll take that. That's dope. I love these different perspectives. This is crazy. I see why your show
All right,
works.
Bun, you got to leave us with a big cliffhanger.
Okay.
Set it up.
Hold on.
Set it up. What's gonna go? What are we about to roll into in part 2 of this show?
Okay.
Aaron, let me feed you a little bit. There's
Yes.
a rumor that you've been in a comic before.
Yes. That is true. I
In the
have
comic
actually
book.
been featured in a Marvel comic book variant.
Oh.
Wow.
Does anyone know what that is and what character I'm a variant of?
And with that, we are gonna close on part 1, and we're gonna cross over into another universe. Find us on our love-hate relationship with comic culture for part 2. Until then, follow Unglossy on Instagram, drop us a rating, and share it with everyone. This is Unglossy, and until next time, I'm Tom Frank.
I'm Tat Wza.
I'm Jeffrey Sledge.
I'm Mickey Factz.
I'm Pete Rock.
And I'm Bun B.
Unglossy is produced and distributed by Merrick Studios.